What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today we're taking on the BF-109 E-4. This was a brand new aircraft that was added in the 1.53 patch. We're taking it out for the first time in a realistic battle. I should mention that this is fully upgraded. I spaded it in arcade. I flew it conservatively, got a couple of kills and probably 5 or 6 matches, and spaded it pretty quickly. It goes surprisingly fast at this low tier. This has a 2.7 battle rating, so you're going to face fairly low tier planes. We're against the Americans and British. We got a couple of fighters that have appeared down below. I don't normally like to engage fighters right away. You know, the first couple of fighters are usually the well, I don't want to call them stupid, but they're usually the less intelligent. But then you have to deal with a whole wave that tends to follow them in, and so it tends to get me into dangerous situations. But I'm confident because we're going against Americans and early tier British, and we are in a very good plane. The E-4. I know there are some differences between the E-4 and the E-3, but just to keep it simple, it's the E-3 but with better guns, slightly better guns. I don't lead my target nearly enough. Instead of ramming him, I just avoid him and pitch up. Try to turn all of the speed into altitude so that I can re-dive. But I have caught some attention from an F2A Buffalo as well as a Spitfire who pitches up and puts a couple of rounds into me. Thankfully, it's nothing too critical. Just minor damage. Completely superficial. With them successfully stalled out, I decided to re-dive. Now this is the guy that put a couple of shots into me, so we have to punish him. Put a couple of shots into him. We got a late fire. I noticed the fire effect didn't take a hold initially. It took a second to ignite. But he's on fire. He'll be out of the fight momentarily. Got a number of buffaloes and other early fighters down here. I don't like this angle of attack, so I just avoid it. Pitch up. Try to slide in on his tail. Ideally, you want to get an angle of attack that puts the enemy in your gun sights for the longest period of time. All aboard the train, boys. Completely missed some of those shots. Do some critical damage. I fly right in front of him, ignite this guy. Admittedly, this was not well flown. I should have died right there. I flew right in front of the guy. He should have shot me down. That should have been a fatal mistake on my part. He should have shot me down, but he didn't. And some of that is maybe because of skill. Some of it maybe because his plane is pretty badly damaged. Actually, I put some serious shots into his aircraft in that one pass. I'm trying to find him. Where the hell did he go? There he is. He's putting it down. There we go. 3 kills. But unfortunately, I've expended all my cannons, all my cannon ammo. This only comes with 120 rounds, which is pretty light. I considered taking it back to the runway and actually rearming. But then I remembered that BF-109 E1 video that I put up a while back. I don't know if you guys still remember that, but that plane has 4 7.92mm machine guns, and I actually managed to get an ace in a day game out of that. You know, even though it didn't have any cannons, you could still do well with that plane. And so I wanted to test this out for science. We have 2 7.92mm machine guns. What can those do? Well, we're going to put them to the test against some low-flying, lawn-mowing P-40 Kitty Hawks, because that's really all I got left over here. I have a friendly teammate over there in the distance working on the rest of the enemy team, and I got 2 P-40s over here. I initiate my first dive on the first P-40, rip his left wing off. The other P-40 tries to come in for a head-on, but misses. That head-on could have been really bad. The P-40 has some very powerful 50 caliber machine guns that could have torn us to shreds. Thankfully, he missed his attack, but now it's time to get some revenge. Firing those 7.92. I am using omnipurpose, and he engages his ninja move where he jukes me out. I don't know how to really explain that. I'm noticing a lot of glitches in the 1.53 patch. This is one of the buggiest patches that I can think of. There we go. There's 2 machine guns just tear apart that kitty hawk. And there we go. 5 kills, another ace in the day, and a BF-109. You don't even really need the cannons, to be honest with you. Use the cannons for bombers. The machine guns will do just fine against virtually everything you'll face as far as fighters. You really shouldn't have a problem with this tier of fighters. American and British players at this tier tend to be less than stellar. That being said, if the enemy team does have a squad of players who know what they're doing, you can be challenged. But this happens fairly rarely in my experience. You have to remember that this is a 2.7 battle rating aircraft, and so you're going to be facing a lot of players who are fairly new to the game. As long as you use proper energy fighting and boom and zooming with the BF-109, you should be just fine. It's a fairly easy plane to fly. Just don't fly in front of someone's guns like I did. That could have been horrible. Anyway, guys, I thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.